Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Coaches Plaza. We're going to be talking all about how to be more confident when you build your coaching business. I cannot wait to dig way deep. So, we're going to dive right in. Unlocking unshakable confidence. Yay! We got the techie tech to work. Celebrate like that when you get the techie tech to work. Awesome. Awesome. I'm so glad. So, we're going to talk about your coaching career. Okay. And we're going to just take our little bag of guilt, shame, sadness, procrastinating, all the things that we, tend to do as coaches, beating ourselves up for never ever being good enough. Oh, imposter syndrome, put that in the bag too. We're going to take that little bag and set it aside. Okay? So, today we're going to talk about how you activate your confidence even if you feel uncertain. If you want to be confident, learn from a girl who's willing to show up on camera half naked. Okay. I'm here to serve. Okay. Confidence is so essential for attracting clients, for really serving them at the highest level, like knowing that you are bringing a level of you-ness and your process and all of that to the sessions. When I get paid for coaching, I want my clients to walk away feeling they have gotten at least 10 times the dollars they paid. Shout out 10x in the chat if you are similarly committed to making sure that your impact, they would have paid you more. What you're asking, because it's going to be so impactful. Okay. The secret ingredient, I know I sound like a marketer. I am one. The secret ingredient is confidence. So we're going to talk about that today. Let's unpack it. The importance of confidence in coaching. Number one, credibility. You have a bit of capacity right now. Capacity. So what does that mean? That means our doors are open, baby, for sale. Confidence inspires trust in your skills and expertise, making clients feel secure in even if tech breaks, even if they've not met you before, confidence is the first ingredient to demonstrating credibility. Hello, friends. I'm glad you're here. Second big reason, confident coaches are more inspiring to their clients, and it helps coaches take bold action in their business. So, hey, nice to meet you, Gabby. Hello, old friends. I'm glad you're here. So, how does confidence actually help with motivation? Have you ever had that friend that you would follow to the ends of the earth? They're the ones that are going to jump off the end of the dock fully clothed or maybe fully not clothed. But you just tend to want to be friends with those people because they're the skydivers, they're the risk takers, but they always have a big old smile on their face. And so that motivation is really important. Coaches, we're helping people do things they never did before. What kind of specialty do you have as a coach? What is it that you do for other people? For me, I help coaches get profitable by having the right processes, the right marketing, the right sales, all of that stuff in place. So that's what I do. What do you do for people? Let me know. This is your chance to brag. Make sure you're saying so in the chat. This is confidence empowers you to navigate challenges and adapt strategies. One of the biggest myths about confidence is that you need to have confidence after you've already did the thing that required the courage and the confidence in the first place. People think that confidence is something that is earned. And honestly, I see this a lot on social media right now. It's like, stack all your proof. And I want to really refine that for you. Yes, I want you to stack wins. I want you to prove to yourself that you're going to do the thing. Confidence is not the same thing as certainty, right? Confidence and certainty are two very different things. You can proceed without proof and have firm trust in yourself. So, what does that actually look like? Firm trust in yourself means that when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. And that firm trust in yourself allows you to activate courage when necessary. The big secret ingredient behind confidence is actually courage. It's the courage to have firm trust in yourself. And sometimes that firm trust requires a big leap of faith. Sometimes we don't have proof. And I'm doing this training for the coaches in the Coaches Plaza because so many of you've coached in your safety zone. You've coached friends, you've coached coaches that went through your program with you, but really pushing that boundary and moving into that scary zone, that sweaty zone is your next level. That's your next level of impact is to allow yourself to meet real strangers. Build a relationship with those strangers by doing the unthinkable, actually talking to them, building up rapport, inviting the right people to fit with you so that you can coach them. And that's the work, coaches. Shout out work. If you're curious about the MTFC system that I just went through really quick, you can shout out the word guide, and we will send you a copy of our automatic networking guide for coaches, consultants, and high ticket course creators. It breaks down the whole meet people, talk to people, fit with people, coach the people thing so that it's way more digestible. Today, we're talking about confidence. So your effectiveness, it requires that firm trust in yourself. That's what confidence is, firm trust in yourself. Sometimes that means tapping into faith, belief, or just that risk taker inside of you that is going to make the moves so you can stack the proof. You don't get proof and then have confidence. You have to build confidence to get the proof. Finally, it's an influence thing, right? Have you ever met somebody who is just intoxicatingly cool? You read all their stories on Instagram or Facebook. You love it when they come across your social media feed. You get to see them at a live event and you freak out because you're like, oh my God, we're here together. Have you noticed that they're all super confident people? Let me know in the chat if I'm the only one that's ever seen this, right? Confident coaches command attention and they influence the perspectives that their clients have in a positive and ethical way. And it allows you to actually make an impact. Confidence is magnetic. That's such a great way of putting it. I love that, Tanya. That's so awesome. So I'm not the only one. Good, Aaron. Good. Confidence allows you to create this connection with other people that they invite in, that they want to have. Now, I'm going to illustrate this for you as the opposite. Have you ever had someone try to convince you to think differently and they did it by whining or complaining or maybe even bullying to influence? That can work. My kids. Gabby. Right? That can work to get what you want. Is that a desirable interaction that you want to continue? When you really think about the people you love to follow, it's intoxicating how confident they are, and they don't have to bully you to get it done. It's attractive, right? If energy is your vibe, there's this air of safety around someone who's confident that it's, yeah, like I want to be friends. I want to see what's up. I want to hang out with you. I want to get a little more of that vibe going. Inspiring versus nagging. Very good, Rebecca. That's a great example of a contrast. One of the things that was probably the hardest for me to master when I was a brand new coach was this relationship that I had in my head of confidence versus certainty. Confidence is this self belief, this firm trust that you have in yourself. That has nothing to do with an outcome. Certainty, this need to know the ending of the movie before you ever go into the theater, this need to be certain about the next move or what's happening in the future can leave no room for doubt. Whereas when you have in yourself and your support system, because no one goes alone, it's absolutely the game changer. Like when I think about Amanda, when I was scared to charge $10 a session to my best friend for coaching, and Amanda, who regularly sells packages at $40,000 for private coaching for the year, I can sell through the DM and through chat, and I'm like talking on social media every day. This version of Amanda, right? I cultivated a sense of firm trust in myself. And so, what is that? How do we actually do that? That's a really good question. What do you think your values really are? Do you know? Let me know in the chat if you've ever done a values assessment and what you value. Dr. Demartini talks about how voids create values. Have you ever heard that? Voids create values. Here's what I know about myself. I love seeing people step into permission to experience their version of freedom. I know I value freedom for sure. I trust that I am going to act in integrity or remain in alignment with the ideas of freedom, with the ideas that like hard work will pay off, with the ideas that family is so super important, with the idea that honoring your commitments is really important. You've done a bunch of them. Keep it up because your values can reinforce over time. And I love if we were to really get into a whole values conversation, I would be talking about those conscious values that we choose, that we have intention around, that we're cultivating, we're developing character around versus the fear based values, the values that came about because we needed to protect ourselves, the values that came about because we had a bad experience and learned, oh, I better watch myself or else bad things can happen again. So those trauma based values, they're neither good nor bad. But when it comes to your self awareness and choice about what your behavior is going to be, is so super useful to know thyself, right? How can you have a firm trust in someone you have no idea who they are, right? Self talk. That's real talk right there. Do you know how many people are walking around and they're telling everybody else what to think, what to do, and they have no idea who they are? Know thyself. So let's talk a little bit about some confidence boosting strategies. The first one is self awareness. So, again, know thyself. In addition to your values, what about strengths? What about your weaknesses? If you have firm trust in your strengths, then you're going to run through walls compared to someone else at all. Or worse, you could be a person who is living from your weaknesses. In our high performance coaching program that we include with the Experts Network, we had a powerful conversation about living from your strengths and identifying if there's gaps in your skill set, in your character, in things that you need to develop. To embrace, to live from your weaknesses means that you are going to continue to beat yourself up over not being good enough. Has anybody ever had a little bit of a pity party, right? When it comes to, dang, I've got this weakness. For me, one of them has been pizza. I go crazy for pizza. It's been a weakness of mine, among other foods. I could live from this place of I'm a crappy person because I carry around a few extra pounds. I have done that. But if I'm living from that place, that's definitely not doing anything for my confidence, right? Now, can I work on being healthier? I've committed to a version of 75 hard, but it's more like forever hard, where I'm sweating every day for 45 minutes. So I can acknowledge that, hey, there's a growth here, right? There's something to gain by improving here, but I'm not living from it as a weakness. Are we getting the distinction? If you've got the distinction, if you've got a question, make sure you ask that too, because it's really important. I used to define myself by my weaknesses. I really did. And not only was that a bummer to hang out with, it was a bummer to experience. I couldn't walk past a mirror without all this judgment and negativity. It's not worth it, man. Not worth it. If you have an alternative, do it. Next up, talk to yourself more nicely. When you want to say something crappy to yourself in your mind, out loud, or in your journal, it's important to give yourself loving kindness. Some people might talk about this being like speaking to your inner child. So if that works for you, great. If you're a little bit more of the pragmatic sort and you're like inner child pooey, right? When you speak to yourself in a positive manner, you will likely have higher subjective well-being. You will likely be happier and more fulfilled. Very often, our life isn't what our life is so much as what we perceive it to be. Our life isn't necessarily the sum total of everything we think it is. It's what we perceive it. You've probably noticed when you're in a negative mindset, you tend to see more threat. You tend to see more to be upset about. But when you're in a positive mindset, you notice that you're more courageous. You notice that there's more opportunity. You actually feel lucky, right? So, how can you activate that? Talk to yourself nicely. Have high self regard. When you're ever worried about, oh, I don't want to be a narcissist. I know what it's like to have a genuine concern that you might be a jerk if you say something nice about yourself. And I'm here to tell you there's a very big, long spectral range between having a healthy self regard and a positive self regard and going down to this narcissistic personality disorder where you have zero empathy for the experience of others. You can have positive self regard and you can have empathy for other people. These two things can happen at the same time. It does not make you a jerk. Mindfulness. Practice mindfulness exercises to stay present and grounded. Meditation, y'all. It took me a few years to get to it, and now I do it every day. And it is such a powerful tool for confidence because it lets you let go of what happened earlier in the day. It lets you get centered again before you go after the next part of the day. It is such a powerful tool for reducing anxiety and boosting your self regard. Goal setting. One reason that we do not have the level of confidence that we might is because we basically are aimless. It's like a ship without a rudder. Have you ever been listless? Have you ever felt, oh, might as well watch another thing on Netflix? There's nothing good on. And I'm like, are you serious? You have gone through all the good shows on Netflix and now your next goal is to watch something else? I'm like, no, I've been there. I lived in a small town where we had one video rental place. We would go through all the new releases and then it would be like, what do we do? But I was in a different state of mind at the time. And I think that's why I have such a reaction to that now, because I'm like, do you realize how much of your life is going to a Netflix subscription? Right. So I think it's really important to have real goals. They don't have to all be work goals. They don't have to all be business goals. You could take a hobby goals. You could have relationship goals. You could have fitness goals. You should have all of these goals. Like when you have these goals and you actually activate the plan, you feel so good and activated in life. And I would really encourage you, like, have goals in multiple different areas because sometimes it doesn't work out. It's basically the concept of diversification, but within personal development. Let's just say that things are shitty at work, but you've got a fitness goal. You get to go to the gym and keep making progress on that. Or conversely, maybe you've got a health issue and building your business is a thing that you can do that's in your capacity and that you can make some progress in. It feels so good. Your confidence will thank you, right? Do not let your current circumstances dictate what your goals are supposed to be. Finally, skill development. One of the cool things about having goals is it usually reveals, oh, I don't have a skill in that. A lot of times people think, oh, I've got to have the skill in order to be confident. But it's the other way around. It's backwards. When we build skills, we gain confidence. Doesn't that just make sense? If you're like, I suck at sales and do nothing to learn how to sell, that's very confidence undermining. But if you say, okay, I have a goal to sell and I want to do it in a great way, I just don't know how. So then you can get geeky. You can start taking courses. You can read books. You can start listening to the podcast. You can find the influencers who are good at this, that have methods that you align to. You can go full nerd. And when you do that, like, nerds can be so confident, right? And it's just because we know we've built this capability. I'm a self-avowed nerd, you should know. So why is this so important to coaches? It's all about attracting clients, and confidence attracts clients that are seeking a strong and capable coach. If you had the choice, would you want to have a coach who's got self-regard and is going to have a high regard for you and they're going to feel secure in themselves so you can actually be secure with them? Or would you like a really needy coach? A coach who is not so sure, not really totally confident, not goodness. Let me know what you would prefer in the chat. I like to charge more. If you want to, there are coaching companies you could work for. You can make $25 an hour. But when you're a really confident coach, you can actually command your own rates. You can have your own business and you do things your way. If you're getting hired by somebody else, you can command that salary because you're so self assured, you don't settle for something less. Okay. Who here wants some amazing friendships? Like just incredible friendships. When I made a point of working on my confidence, presence with people, self talk, skill set, goal setting, self regard, all of those things, my friendships improved. I got access to being friends with people who were more confident. And so my social circle elevated because I made this a priority. Who's making this a priority? Let me know in the chat. So, why is confidence so important? Your life is going to bring you setbacks. One of my coaches, Brendan Burchard, always says change comes from within and it comes from outside. And I'm going to let you know you could defer on the change that's from within if you would like to, but good luck stopping the entire world. Just good luck with that. Doesn't that make sense? So, having a sense of confidence, like I'm looking at this gal standing on the mountains with her cute pink hat. And I'm like, I would rather be higher up in my confidence level. Maybe I have a momentary lapse of confidence. Maybe it shakes my trust a little bit. But doesn't it make sense that if you have higher confidence to begin with, you're going to get shook down here? And if you've got really low confidence, it's going to rock your world. So I want you to get your confidence gas tank way up here. And I want you to do it in seasons when you don't need it because you will need it at some point. And if you're way down here, like a lot of people are, then every setback is, or everything that sets you off. What I've noticed is people with higher levels of confidence tend to be more resilient when things happen and they're more emotionally steady. Confidence and firm trust in yourself allows you to start small and grow quickly. This growth mindset lets you see challenges as opportunities for growth, and it allows you to continuously improve and develop. But confidence actually fuels it. You don't get confidence after you grow, right? You need the confidence to pursue the growth. I didn't know this for the longest time. I actually made a lot of money as a coach, working with clients, getting results before I really activated this aspect of it. Coaching is a leadership sport. You are a leader. Leaders are not bosses. They're not necessarily bossing people around, but what they are doing is they are modeling great behavior. As a coach, you're facilitating a decision making process where your client is going to lead themselves, they're empowered, but you're the one providing the container. You're the one who is setting up where people are going to meet, when, how long. You're the one that's going to keep a pulse on whether the process is going well or not. Let me know in the chat. You're the leader. I want you to feel this sense of fulfillment. I want you to feel the joy. Oh my gosh, do you know how fun it is to come and join you every Tuesday and teach something new? And I hope you're having fun with this. To have the freedom to pursue your dreams and your goals because you are confident. I'm confident I'm going to be here next Tuesday. right? We're going to have another amazing session. If it's right for you to work with us, you're going to step forward and send me, Rebecca, a message and let us know what you're working on. When you're building your business, sometimes the cash register is going to ring like crazy. I had $100,000 weekend once. That was like, whoa, that is very exciting. But there's going to be a lot of times where it's medium paced or even slower than you planned, even though you put in a bunch of work. Welcome to entrepreneurship, folks. There's going to be these ups and downs, even if you have great systems, but awesome attitude, because you're not controlling every single thing, right? Market preferences change, technologies shift, algorithms change. These things can affect the outcomes and results. So when you can proceed with fulfillment, my friends, when you can be absolutely joyful in your pursuit of having more impact on others, that's the stuff. So let's talk about your step-by-step confidence building plan. We're going to start with identifying your strengths. Go ahead and share with me, what is one of your incredible strengths? I'd love to know, what is one of your incredible strengths? And maybe you could give me two or three. You can set realistic goals. For example, I read 10 pages every day of a nonfiction development book. I post on social media at least 3 times a day, absolute minimum. Often I do a lot more, posting 15 to 20 times, depending on the platforms. Practice positive self-talk. Have high self-regard. It does not make you a jerk. It makes you aware of your thoughts, right? Aware of your thoughts and focus on your achievements. Seek feedback, look for growth opportunities, see what skills are necessary next. Your success is in your sequence. If you're looking for that next level of success as a coach, you're probably already very successful with coaching people. Like most people in the Coaches Plaza, that's where they're at. They're not thinking about being a coach, they are a coach. But that next level for you is to have that coachy conversation from stranger to client without it falling apart in your hands. So shout out next level in the chat if you see how important this is to your confidence. Celebrating your success, right? You made it here to this coaching session. You made it to this training session and you're staying on task with your goals. That's so I love starting my coaching sessions with a 5-second win. I love to ask people, what is an action you took, a decision you made, a result you achieved? What is something that's happening in your life? Then finally, embrace the challenges. So I know many of you, we've talked about it. Maybe the challenge is I've got to tame my monkey mind. I have ADHD. So I've got to find systems that are going to support the way this creative brain actually creates, right? Or maybe your challenge is I've got to find balance with being a great parent or a great spouse, doing this as well. Or maybe you've got multiple businesses and you're trying to figure out how to love on all of them. Or maybe you're like, there's so many challenges on the road to entrepreneurship. I love it. I love it because it's the best arena for growth and development. So if you love this, you will love the Experts Network. The Experts Network is helping coaches now and going forward. And basically, it is this exclusive and amazing community full of coaches who are working every day on building their coaching business to that next level. So we talk about confidence, your mindset, physiology, psychology, and all of those. We also show you the brass tacks. We show you exactly what you need to post on social media. We show you exactly what you need to do to get your list converting and getting people to respond. It's a pretty cool program. Say the word expert if you'd like to talk to us a little bit about how you could join the Experts Network. We have a couple of tiers of access. If you're concerned about the financial impact of making a decision to enroll in a program like this, I would love to tell you that we work with people at lots of different financial levels. So you're very welcome to say the word expert and we can work with you to figure out what is a great next move for you. Thank you so much for joining Courageous Coach Club. We will get you this recording as soon as possible. Thank you, everyone, for being here and keep working on that confidence. You've got this.